More than 40 girls rescued from female genital mutilation in early marriage in Laikipia North and Isiolo over a decade ago are now leading transformed lives as nurses, social workers, and community leaders. Their journey began at a rescue home where they received counseling, education, and protection support that helped redirect their future from vulnerability to stability and independence. According to Helen Gadongo, the CEO overseeing the program, all 40 of the pioneer girls have now achieved independence and are now engaged in meaningful work. She described this as a clear sign of transformation in communities that once pushed for early marriages.
We have more than 20 of them. They are working like nurses, community health workers, pharmacists. We also have provincial administration. We have social workers. Yes, social workers coming back to do whatever we did to them.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has called on Kenyans to uphold unity as the country moves towards the next general election. Speaking in Meru, he warned leaders against making divisive statements and emphasized that peace and cohesion remain critical for national stability. At the same event, Diaspora's Affairs Principal Secretary Roslyn Jogu reassured the public that Russia is not recruiting Kenyans into its military. She further noted that Kenyans injured in the Ukraine conflict will be repatriated. The leaders collectively underscored the need for unity, improved security, and swift government intervention to safeguard lives and livelihoods.
We were also able to secure the Russian government to agree wakubalie ubalozi wa Kenya uweze kuwa visit wale ambao wameumia na waweze kupeleka zile tunaita consular services.
Still in Meru County, insecurity continues to affect Meru's northern rangelands where banditry and cattle rustling have led to loss of livestock, leaving communities unsettled. Clergy leaders led by Bishop 𝐄𝐚𝐬𝐭𝐥𝐞𝐢𝐠𝐡 of House of Praise Church have joined local leaders in condemning the violence. They described the situation as devastating, noting that many families have been left without breadwinners, with children growing up without fathers. Muslim leaders from Lare and Mutuati have also raised concern over the worsening security situation. Sheikh Adam Osman and Mohammed Omar urged political leaders to avoid inflammatory rhetoric that could escalate tensions, while calling on the Interior Ministry to act swiftly to restore security in Tigania and Igembe. They warned that repeated raids have deepened poverty and disrupted education as families struggle to recover from ongoing attacks. Religious leaders from both Christian and Muslim communities are now jointly urging the government to take firm and immediate action to safeguard lives, protect livelihoods, and restore lasting peace in Meru County.
We are very concerned about what has been happening in northern grazing zones in Meru County. For some time now, our people have been thoroughly disturbed by the bandits and the cattle rustlers who come and invade them in the wee hours of the night.
Tunaomba viongozi katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Hakuna kitu inashinda amani. Kila kitu amani kikosekana, mambo yote inaharibika. Watoto watapata shida. Tunaangalia nchi ambaye hazina amani, majirani zetu. Kuna Somali, saa ile balaa janga liko Iran na nchi zingine. Tunaona mwananchi hana pa kukimbilia.
Catholic Archbishop Anyolo of the Metropolitan Archdiocese of Nairobi has urged political leaders to ease rising political tensions and refocus on delivering the promises made during the 2022 election campaign. Speaking during St. Joseph Patron's Day celebrations in Kamulu, he faulted divisive roadside politics, noting that such rhetoric overlooks the everyday challenges facing citizens, particularly families displaced by floods and those living in poverty. Archbishop Anyolo called on leaders to draw inspiration from the virtues of St. Joseph, emphasizing fairness, humility, and respect in leadership. He warned that prolonged political exchanges risk diverting attention from service delivery and slowing economic progress. At the same time, he encouraged Catholic faithfuls to prioritize integrity when electing church leaders in ongoing internal elections, underscoring the importance of morally grounded leadership.
Kenya are lovely and they like their leaders and they want to hear positive things, also things for development and helping them from them. And when there are a lot of quarrels, people are upset.
In sports, Kenya has expressed confidence in meeting all required deadlines set by the Confederation of Africa Football as preparations continue ahead of hosting the Africa Cup of Nations next year. Sports Principal Secretary Elijah Mwangi says the country has until March 30th to settle the 3.9 billion Kenyan shillings hosting fee. He noted that the National Treasury will cater for the payment through a supplementary budget, explaining that the challenge is not the availability of funds but the timing within the current budget cycle. Mwangi assured Kenyans that all CAF requirements will be fulfilled. He added that Uganda and Tanzania have already completed their respective payments. He urged the public to remain calm, maintaining that Kenya is on track to meet its commitments and successfully deliver on hosting obligations for the Africa Cup of Nations.
Up to date, as a country, we are not yet done with the first obligation, that is the payment of hosting fees. So the concern that we have is State Department for Sports. We have up to 30th of March this year 2026 to have paid our hosting fees, which is $30 million USD or 3.9 billion Kenya shillings.
And that's it from the Eastleigh Voice News Desk. I'm Zainab Said.